everybody and welcome to Upside Down Shark Radio. I am one of your usual hosts, Craig. Even though I haven't been here for the last few weeks, I am not dead, I'm pretty much alive, and I am bringing you some video games. But I am not alone in my quest for video games. I am joined by one of my friends, and now one of yours, Mr. Joseph Chilton.
Hello.
Hello. So, you joined
Are you not
me.
going to ask how I'm doing, Craig?
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you on. It's going to be good.
Yeah, this is my first time on the podcast.
Yeah, and we'll see how it goes. There may be a sequel.
Possibly. Let's see.
You joined me in EGX REZZED. We went for 2 days on the Friday and the Saturday. Neale joined us for the Saturday as well, but his real job secludes him from being in this conversation. So this is just an EGX REZZED 2019 recap. Would you like to explain what EGX REZZED is before we start?
From what I gathered, I didn't do enough research, but from what I can tell, it's more indie developers. It's less of the big names and more of the smaller companies being able to showcase up-and-coming games or ideas.
Yes.
Projects.
Yes. So it was a video game convention mostly dedicated to the independent games. So stuff you may not have heard of, so that they can drum up a bit of attention to themselves. There was the big people there, but Xbox had ID at Xbox, which is their independent platform, and the Xbox Game Pass. Sony only had Dreams there, which is their new big game coming out soon.
It looked like they had a few games in there, but yeah, they were mainly showcasing the big one.
You could go, from what I could see, you can go on any PlayStation and like any first-party Sony one. They had you could select through all of them and just play them. Yeah, like if you wanted to. It's weird. I thought. Which brings me to my next point. Is it 2K Games? Gearbox. They were there with Borderlands.
Borderlands 3.
No, it was Borderlands 1. Game of the Year edition.
Oh, the remastered.
Yes.
Is that out?
That was released 5 days ago in our time. Which is weird because, so obviously, you go there, you play games that you haven't played and stuff like that. But that game has been out for years and years, and I can't see how much it would have changed for them to be like, come and play it. It's already out.
It was their best one.
You think?
Yeah, 100%. I never really got into any of the other Borderlands.
Not even, did you ever play the Telltale one?
No.
Man, it is really good. I really enjoyed it. It's one of my favourite Telltale games.
Well, one of the last ones too.
Oh, and in Borderlands 3, they brought in the Telltale characters, which is awesome. I don't really care for Borderlands that much. So yes, we went to EGX on the Friday and the Saturday, and in our fancy dancy press passes, you know the ones. We picked up a few interviews with people, and were able to just have some developers' times.
Yeah, it was good, wasn't it? You had 4 interviews.
But I had a cameraman there with me to help.
Yeah, and I got to have a lot of fun behind the camera, something I haven't done for 6 years, I think, since we were at uni.
Yeah, I think stepping aside, just from a production standpoint, I didn't really know what I wanted out of it, and you were just like a kid in a candy store because you were just like off with the camera at every opportunity.
Wait, let me just record these balloons. Wait, over there, that guy's eating a sandwich.
I'm putting this into focus. Now it's out of focus.
Shot.
Oh, yeah. And it was good to see because you just definitely took the handle on that whilst I was just like...
I think that's what you kind of wanted at the end. You may have teased me a bit. But,
teased you?
At the end of the day, you just got more footage than you might need, which is good.
Yes, it's always good to have more to pick
Apart from the editing side of things. Sorry, Tom.
That's not your problem now, I've done my bit. See you later. So let's talk about the games. That's why we were there for.
Yeah. There were a lot of games to start with. Craig's initial plan was, okay, let's sweep through everything.
That's a good idea.
Let's see what there is, and then let's come back and go to it. But
yeah, it was,
again, kid in a candy store here. I just had to stop, losing Craig about 10 times.
Let's do that. Oh my god, yes.
So it took a good 6-7 hours to sweep everything, and then by then we'd pretty much wanted to go home.
Yeah. We were knackered after day one. Day one was not kind to us. But let's talk about the games, obviously. What was your standout game? The one that you were...
number one standout game.
Joey, like, if you had a badge and you'd be like, here it is, this is what I enjoyed the most.
It was The Mind.
The Mind, okay, right. So I thought we were going to wait till the end for this.
Well, here we go. This is why I was a bit surprised in you asking.
We go to a video. I said video game, okay?
No, you said game.
Okay.
Check the audio.
We go to video game convention, and Joey's favourite game is...
A card game.
A card game. The Mind. So go on and explain.
Well, we saw the tabletop section, and
Ooh!
being a bit of a nerd in and outside of the digital world, I wanted to check it out. But I didn't want to take anything too seriously, because you can spend hours learning a game and then having to stop halfway through, which is the worst.
And from my perspective, I was like, okay, we're here. We're going to go in a minute. I'll just go to the toilet.
And then, yeah, well, you came back to me on a table with two randoms playing The Mind.
Yes.
It's quite a simple game. You just have a deck of cards numbered 1 to 100, sorry. And each round you get dealt that number of cards per round. So there's 3 players. You each get 1 card.
Round 1 card.
And what you have to do is, without speaking or emoting, only through eye contact, figure out who has the lowest card. And you have to put that one down first. And in order consecutively, so it goes, 2, 20, and then 88.
Yeah. And the you get as many lives as there are players, is that correct?
Yeah, to start with, and then, round 2, it's 2 cards each, round 3, 3 cards. If you got a team of 4, and you're on round 5, that's 20 cards to get through.
Yes.
Very tough, and not saying anything the entire time. Maybe the occasional accidental laughter, or, words in between, like, you've put one down that is higher than my number. And
there is a shuriken, which if you all agree on, if you're at a stalemate, you use it, and you can all see your lowest cards.
Yeah, you get to discard the lowest card in each hand.
Yes, but it's good in its simplicity. It sounds really weird. It's like watching snooker, because no one says anything. It's just so silent, and then just burst out of laughter.
But yeah, that was quite a fun game. That stood out to me. I like I say, first time around, I played it with 2 strangers, and I have never, ever made that much eye contact or had that much of a connection with 2 people whose names I didn't even know.
And he got his phone numbers after them. Both of them.
Yeah, well, no, one of them. I left Nick's phone number to him.
Oh, okay. Nick, if you're listening,
Sorry, mate.
You give us a call. Yes, it was really good fun. It is really good fun. I'd recommend that.
Let me just find on my phone. That was by Coiled Spring Games.
Yes. They weirdly, you could play all their games there, but you couldn't buy them.
No, you couldn't. But I'm glad we got to see it.
Yeah. It was really good, really good. Just by chance as well. By chance.
That was my favourite game.
Yes.
What was yours?
Well, I am glad that we just so happened to get an email from a PR company to play a game called Guntastic and interview one of the developers, because it's like
it was up our alley, wasn't it? It
yes.
was a multiplayer game, quick paced, easy to learn.
Yes.
And good fun.
3 buttons.
Jump, pick up, shoot.
Yep. And run. Yeah, and use just 4 of you on a screen. Whoever lasts, really.
Yeah, first to 10.
First to 10.
If it's a stalemate, first to 15, and I won first round, even though the developer was like, mate, be careful, I know this game pretty well.
Oh,
and I beat him.
Yeah, the developer went a bit easy on us.
No, he just wasn't happy.
Yes, so it was really the first appointment we got given for this conference, and first time interviewing, and I was like, I'm actually glad this is a good game, because I thoroughly enjoyed it. Towerful vibes in a 16-bit sort of era, good cast of characters, and interactive levels as well.
It reminds me of, I couldn't tell you the name, but there's a few mobile games which I've played which are very similar to this. There's a game we played
Is it Jetpack Joyride?
You
That
know
sort
where
of
you can
vibe?
turn into ghosts? It was on the PS4. Me, you, and my cousin played it last time
Towerful.
you were down. Was it Towerful?
Yeah, Towerful. And then in Towerful, you can turn into ghosts and then
if you
muck
have
each
the
other
option
up.
on.
But with a Guntastic, it is mostly all about the guns.
Well, it's
and
quick, like the guy said. They just wanted it to be, you don't want to waste your time looking at the stats. You don't want to think and learn about the best bits. You just want to get straight into the game, play the next one.
And one thing that this has over Towerfall is that you don't have to jump on each other's heads because it doesn't make a kill.
It doesn't work.
Great.
And there was a bit more to the map.
Yes, and there is a gun which goes through all the walls and the platforms.
The drill.
So, yes, but then you look out for that and then someone else, fires a grenade
There's
at
just
you.
too much going on, isn't there?
Yes.
You had an interview with, I think, Francesca.
That's what I was just about to say, yes.
And that went really, really well, actually.
It did the second time.
Well, no, the first time it went really well.
Yeah.
But then...
my microphone did not
someone didn't
record.
hit record.
I did press it, but something went wrong with the
He hit
microphone.
it twice.
So we got it. I hit it twice. I should have double recorded it then. The first take may go up, but we'll see.
It's a shame. I think the first take was a bit more fluid. The second take, you kind of had it scripted out, which helps, but then it
wasn't too scripted, Yeah,
no.
just
You know what I mean. You'd already rehearsed it.
You don't want to peek behind a curtain too much, Joey. You want to give the people, it was a good interview. Both takes were good.
Agreed.
That'll be up on YouTube at some point. Other like good shout outs. I didn't play it, but I did see you and Neale have a go at this. Was a game called Hotel Vacation Bureau, which you're looking at me. What is this?
Yeah, which one was that?
There were 400 choices. Each choice had a different category, so you'd start off your life. So how you were born.
Pick how you're born. I picked in a wealthy family.
Neale
picked. I don't know. Did you know what he picked?
I did not know what he picked. He did so basically the crux of the game is there's different categories, and within these categories you pick out of these 400.
There is about 400 options, and you get 10 to pick.
Yes.
And this will depict your next life.
Yes. So
after you die, you hand the Grim Reaper a little token that says, "Hi, I'm human number 2408."
Yep.
And he checks his backlog and then goes, "Okay, this is your new life."
So obviously there's 400 different options. Neale picked, so here's just an example: Eyes Wide Shut Orgy, Betrayal of Biblical Proportion, A Gifted Maker, Commune with Animals, Fist Fight with a Large Mammal, Attend the Kentucky Derby, and Leave a Complicated Legacy. And what made this good?
Can I read out mine quickly?
Oh, if you have, yeah.
I do have mine. So my next life, I'm going to be born into a wealthy family. As I grow up, I'm going to have a string of affairs. Get done for major tax fraud.
Okay, yeah.
One of my hobbies involve bondage, just because that was an option, so I picked it. As a person, I will be battle-wearied, unbowed and unbroken as I fight my way to the top, scamming my employers. All with the help of my gifted athletic body. As I get to the top, I'll become worshipped and adored, but it ends all in a shootout when I die.
So there you go.
That was my that's my life to be, should I say.
Dramatic stuff. This is one of those games that it was so independent. It had its own little screen, and once you do everything, it prints off a little receipt. And at the bottom of the receipt, what does it say?
Enjoy your life.
Enjoy your life. It had so much whimsy to it. But when you explain it, it's just basically a check sheet, and it basically spits out what it is.
Well, it was more of an artsy game where it has more meaning than pleasure to it. And what some of the things that are in there, and this is what the lady who put it together said, is these are things that you can do in your own life. So if you pick to become, I don't know, not
dolphin swimmer,
or going to Mount Fiji, it's all things you can do with your life anyway. And it's like, why not?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
That's kind of what I think she was going for. She was just trying to say, look, there's so much to life. why aren't you doing it?
Yeah, that's a good thing to take away from it. Do you have one you'd like to mention?
The next game.
Yeah.
So okay, in the same room we were in, there was various very intricate games. I think the point was it was a different take to the controller.
Yeah, so this room was like, these are never going to be mass market sort of things.
So one of them was like from what we saw, punching. You punch the guy.
I never actually saw that one.
No, I saw the punching bags and no, the punching mitts, in fact. I think that was the controller. There was one which was a keyboard. But the one that we all got into was Chromapose.
Oh, yes, that's my next one as well. The premise of this is really, it's just, you look like an idiot. You open a website on your phone and there's a border around the screen. And what you need to do is to
match the inner square.
Yes, so
with this border colour, the same colour, the purple or the green or the blue.
The border is the colour you need to try and get, but
to find it,
the colour in the middle is dependent on your position of your phone, and basically you have to go around looking for this colour. So you go up, down, left, right, down on the floor, up to the ceiling.
Yeah,
360.
Inside out, zigzag. You got to just. It is basically.
Just go with it.
You're basically pointing your phone at a certain direction in a sphere.
But the more people you get with it, because you can have as many people as you want.
Well, yeah, you join a room, don't
yes,
you? And then you all have to end up matching that same colour at the same time to get onto the next colour.
Yes, and it is very enjoyable, and it's just silly to see people trying to find the same colour. Then you all find the same colour, and you all do the same stupid pose.
Next time you and your mates are bored, check out chromapose.me. CHROMAPOSE.me.
We also checked out a game called Phogs?
Phogs? I can't do this
I think it is Phogs, because
I keep going to say fucks, but it's PHOGS, yeah.
PHOGS, yes. That's the way she pronounced it.
Physics dogs.
It's, hey, do you remember Cat Dog?
It's Dog.
It is Dog. They can expand. They can... What's the opposite of expand?
So they can... Well, they have a particular length. They have a minimum length, and then, yes, you can extend that to quite considerable lengths. And if you just hit the R1 and the L1 button, they just bark. And that was the most fun for me. I just kept laughing. It's like,
you go through the level solving a variety of puzzles.
Grab one thing with one side, move it to the other thing with the other side, etc.
Yeah, it's just a nice child-friendly game. The puzzles aren't too hard, but it seems like it's got charm.
Cute. It's very cute, I think.
Yes.
You got Dreamland, which is where we started, and there were two more worlds. Foodland and something else. I can't remember the other one.
It was what it's going to have more levels, I think. One or two more.
Well, we
levels,
suggested the dog park.
Yeah, that's what you suggested.
That'd be really cute.
Go down
more of those little fogs.
I want to see like a doggy slide, and then one half of your body goes down it, and then the other half stays up there. That'd be good.
There was there's actually a picture of me which might appear in the thumbnail. With the fogs over both of my arms, and it was really cute.
There is an interview with one of the. I can't recall her name, but
Lucilla.
Lucilla, that sounds about right. And we sat in the dog bed for this interview. So
my choice.
It is a creative decision there from the cameraman. I enjoyed that interview. You can see me uncomfortably sitting down because of my bad leg trying to interview this person. So that'll be up on YouTube soon.
So another game. Great game.
Cat Tap.
Great developer. Megan.
Great developer. It's a one-person game. It came out of a university project, and it's simple. She has a cat, and she says the cats are, a bit self-sufficient. They're a bit, what was the word she said?
Dicks.
Yes, at times. And based on her real-life woes.
Well, didn't she say that her mum has
5 cats?
Something like that, yeah.
And they always just kept knocking food out of her and stuff like that.
So the premise of the game is it's just a basic iPhone tap and play game. The cat's in the middle. The plates get placed around it on a 6 spot table. And you just got to tap the lasagna and the fish and the whatever till it falls off.
It's like, I think she knows what sort of game it is herself.
Oh, well, it's considering it's a one-person developer, it's, you know, good for her. She's made her own game. She's made some money on the side.
She's one-person team. She set out to make a game. She did it. She got on the App Store. And she got...
and she's got a booth because of it. Her professor was like, hey, you know, we got a spare spot. I want you there.
And here we are talking about her now.
She got a job from it as well.
She got a job from it, yeah. She's just because of this one game that she made.
Cat Tap.
Based on a cat. That's what it's called. We had an interview up with her, and I asked questions about what it was like to get into the video game industry and stuff like that. And I thought that was a different sort of interview, and it was interesting to get her perspective, because some people, it is hard to get into video games, and she just made it sound really easy. So, yeah, check that out on YouTube.
Okay, what's next on your list?
I have two quick ones, because I know you didn't really enjoy them. Well, not enjoy them, but they weren't for you, is what I was saying.
Okay, so I'm going to guess them.
Okay, right.
One is New York Bungee Jump.
So the problem is we discussed these lists before we came on air.
Is that the one?
Yes, I like that. It was. I don't see it being released, or it was weird.
It was immersive.
Yes, that was it. You put on the headset. It was a Vive, I believe, and
headset, headphones, and then what?
The hand grips as well.
Oh, well, but there's one more.
So
element.
You go into the elevator. The elevator takes you up, and then obviously, you know, VR gimmick. You're standing above a height, but you have to walk out of the elevator, and as you do, you feel a gust of wind hit your head. And you had the same reaction as me. You're like, whoa, what's that?
Yeah, you just get a breeze in the face as the guy pulls out the fan and shoves it in your direction.
Yes, the fan goes on, and you don't realise that, do you?
Well, I obviously knew it was coming because I watched you do it. But it's still...
You still had the...
You're in... You know, you're looking around from the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
And you see... water all around you, the city's skyline.
Yeah.
And it was immersive.
You jump, yeah, and then you still have the air going on. And as you jump, that's when I was like, I didn't feel nauseous at all or anything, but it was just like this is a weird feeling. My brain's not liking this.
It's tricky. That's the one of the problems they've had with VR, isn't it? Yeah. A lot of people haven't been able to keep their bearings. There's those funny videos of like that grandma doing the roller coaster on the spinny chair.
There's two obstacles still to overcome really with VR, is that people who can't see 3D can't use VR at all.
People who can't, so one eye.
There's one-eyed people, and there are some people they put on 3D glasses and they just can't. It just doesn't work.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I guess if you're boss-eyed as well, that doesn't help.
Yeah. So, yes, one-eyed, certain colourblind people, blind. Well, yes,
full
obviously.
Blind,
So yes, it was. And obviously the nauseousness, they're still trying to find different ways. But I was impressed that they could do a bungee jump type game, and I didn't feel completely nauseous. It was weird.
One funny anecdote, which
I
was told while you were doing yours.
Okay.
The biggest, scariest, baldest guy the day before came up and decided, okay, I'm gonna do the bungee jump.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
And as he walked up and put the headset on, got the fan in his face, he freaked out and he couldn't do it.
So this big, rough, burly guy,
as scary as you can imagine, from what I've heard,
he could beat me up and take my lunch money.
Just couldn't do it. It took him 4 tries before he managed to do it.
I think, well, we've been in VR before as well. Maybe it was his first time.
That is true. For me, when the woman told me this, I was like, I'm gonna fuck it. I'm gonna just do it.
Just do it.
And so you went for beginner first, and then went for the.
I didn't know what to expect.
There's only 2 levels: beginner and advanced.
Extreme.
Yeah, extreme. So I was like, fuck it. I'm just gonna go straight for extreme, and so I did.
Mr. Badman over there. With beginner, you just jump off and you just like bobbing up and down. With extreme,
you go upside down, don't you?
In beginner, you jump.
Don't go upside down.
No, you just like it's like you're going bob, bob, bob. With extreme, you go upside down, and
it just happens like like that. It's just done.
Yeah, yeah. It's a good demo, I would say.
I wouldn't say I disliked it. They knew there were problems. They decided to change the code overnight. She was telling me that it used to be a jump off, but they changed it to a trapdoor. Because of the trapdoor, I think you ended up too close to the Eiffel Statue of Liberty.
Oh, okay.
And because of that, I experienced clipping. And when you're going through the building, your immersion's gone. And when, unfortunately, you go through a passing seagull, again, the immersion is just lost.
Maybe you were part of the goal. You never know.
Maybe I got some points for hitting that seagull.
Yeah. Another one that I enjoyed was called Close to the Sun. It gave me some Bioshock vibes.
It looked like Elizabeth on the backdrop, didn't it?
And this short demo was basically you running away from someone who was violently trying to stab you.
As soon as I picked up the game, I unpaused it, and I'd already been caught and got stabbed in the face. So when it was my turn to try again, that happened right again. And after 3 times, I was like, you know what?
Yes. I enjoyed it. It had a good style to it, I would say.
Visually, yeah, it had the same like amber colours as Bioshock 1 almost. It reminded me of Bioshock 1, the dark gloom and the narrow hallways. But then the Elizabeth character from Bioshock Infinite,
of course,
just added to that.
And then I could see that being a good short game. I don't think they could do like a 7-hour experience of you running away.
There's probably going to be more to it, right? Like it must be just a section of the game. These
are independent games, so it wouldn't surprise me if they're on the shorter spectrum. You know what I mean? And I think we had our other interview for a game called Little Friends, Dogs and Cats.
Yes, myself, I work for a company that does a lot of artworking, and one of the companies I do artworking for is sold out. So I knew one of the guys on the panels. His name was Sean, and I said, "Oh, Sean, my mate Craig's, got his own channel going on, Upside Down Shark. Can we get an interview?" And so, because of that, you got to talk to Katie.
Yes, I spoke to Katie on the PR team about Little Friends, Dogs and Cats.
Which is not Nintendogs.
It makes me think, though, they had Nintendogs. Then they had those cats and dogs games.
Wasn't it Nintendo Cats?
They had Nintendo Cats, yeah, they had that as well. But then they had the rip-offs, dogs with a Z on the end and cats with a Z on the end.
I remember.
Hamsters with a Z on the end.
Didn't know that one.
Maybe it's just been me, but there has never, since Nintendogs, there hasn't been another sort of Nintendogs game, has there?
No, since the first one, definitely not.
Yeah, that was on the original DS as well, wasn't it? It looked good because I don't know about you, Joey. Right, you're currently playing through Sekiro. What's it called? How do you pronounce it?
Sekiro.
Yes.
Shadows Die Twice.
You can be my Sekiro baby. You can take away the pain. I will stand by you for Egypt. Okay, Joey's left now. So with like Sekiro, oh my god, it's been long 2 days. You come home and then, as I saw the other day,
I spend 4 hours progressing 10 feet in the game,
and you get annoyed because you're just like, I know what I need to do, I just can't do it.
Yeah, I haven't got to terms with the Matthew Perry. Yeah, I haven't got to terms with it yet.
Sometimes you just need a good game to just de-stress and not do anything. And I think Little Friends, Dogs and Cats would be that good game.
You know what? It's going to have a big market, I think.
Yes.
It's definitely going to appeal to the kids.
Yeah.
It's going to look great on the Switch, which is what it's coming out on. And yes, there's going to be a lot of fans of the Nintendogs, Nintendo Cats franchise who are, I'm sure, going to want to play it.
Yeah. Is there anything else? We interviewed, as we said, Katie from that. Is there anything else that you would like to mention?
Well, I haven't written down much more. I'm sure there's more that we saw, but Vectronom.
Okay.
Vectronom was a rhythm game which I played, and me being a big gamer, I've played many a rhythm games.
Don't say a big gamer.
Well, for my friends out, for For my Paradises out there who played Rhythm Paradise on the DS, they'll know what I'm talking about.
Is that what they call Paradises?
Paradises.
Okay.
With a Z.
Okay.
And yeah, rhythm games have actually been a big part of my music side of life. It's before Rhythm Paradise, I couldn't keep a beat. Afterwards, I can't not. And Vectronom is one of those games. It's you're a 3D cube and you just got to move along a path, but the path will constantly change with the beat. And it gets your mind in tract with it all. So you got to count your 1, 2, 3, 4s, probably your paradiddles later on. I don't even know.
Yeah, what I saw when you played it. So like, let's just say there was a bridge that was constantly changing. What I could tell was that if you kept going with the beat, it would be far more easier. So the bridge was changing, so you'd have to go up,
you have
right,
to keep
up,
to the beat.
left, up,
yes.
right.
One of the levels I came across though, it was more like, not only do you have to keep to the beat, but then you have to know which beats you have to move off of. So you're 1, 2, 3, skip, 4. Well, I don't know. 1, 2, 3, skip. 1, 2, 4, whatever. It got very tough.
So yes, it's one of those things where the you're basically trying to get to the end of the level, but the level is always moving on this like 2D plane sort of, and the thing is like. We asked the developer a few questions and stuff. From what I could tell, if I said to you, Joey, up, right, pause, left, up, pause, up, right, pause, you could probably complete the level without looking at the screen. But sometimes there is a disconnect between how your brain works and what you want your fingers to do.
Yeah,
sometimes.
You're going to have to acquaint yourself with each level. That's the thing with rhythm games. And usually, the good ones, they should be based off of particular rhythm patterns. So like I say, you might have to hit your half beats correctly or your quarters, etc. Everything about it was fun. Even the guys before me, like I was like, oh, can I have a go? And the guy just looked at me and continued playing. And then after he got off, he was like, I really didn't want to get off that. and I agreed.
He wasn't doing very good. He didn't get past the first level.
Well, we don't know if that's the first level.
No, that's true.
But I think that guy's setup was pretty good because most places it was you put your headphones on and you play the game. And this guy just brought his own little speaker and he blasted it out in front of the camera, the computer. Sorry.
I don't think it has a release date as of yet, does it?
We didn't really check as far as I remember.
What was the game called?
Vectronom.
Vectronom. Yes.
So I'm guessing vector. I don't know what nom.
NOM.
It's nothing to do with like rhythm, vector, rhythm.
I don't think it's. I mean, we saw Gris. I don't think that's got anything to do with...
Oh, yeah, you just reminded me. I played that co-op game, the red and the orange geezer. NIKUPIKU. Oh, I really wanted to play that ever since watching a Let's Play of it. And I got my fix. Me and some random geezer just had a little chill out.
It was hard to drag Joey away from that game.
Yeah, Craig wasn't happy, but then once I got off it, we had to wait for Neale for like half an hour.
I don't think that was... So what happened was we had sufficient time doing that. I have waited for you quite a bit, and then you had to wait for someone else, and the shoe was on the other foot, wasn't it?
Well, I could have been playing NIKUPIKU.
You could have. Are you gonna?
We could have been playing it.
Are you gonna get that? Are you?
Nah, it's a multiplayer game. Let's be honest.
I played Minit, just on the off chance as well. Minit is a game where you get a minute to try and progress within the world as much as you can.
What is the world?
The world. So it looks similar to like early Pokemon like Game Boy games, and yeah, as I say, you get a minute to peruse the world and try to progress as much as you can.
But then after the minute,
you die.
And you start again?
Well, no, because there's checkpoints in the world. So
okay. Then you start from there?
Yes. So you just try and make it as much as you can.
Interesting concept. I don't know how that would work.
Well, it's been released on multiple platforms before. But
already out?
Yes, I believe it's coming to the Switch now.
Cool.
What I did, I just kept leaving my house and going into the desert. Mm-hmm. And it was just blank screens with an occasional crab. For a while.
What was that game that I played, the other rhythm game on the Switch?
Oh yes, that was called Double Kick Heroes.
That was you're a band in a car
Yep.
riding away through Hollywood and other various backgrounds, I assume, from zombies, a zombie horde. And with the right stick, you got to strum the guitar. With the left bumper, you got to hit the drums, and the right bumper, you got to play the keyboard and all these.
So there was basically in the bottom of the bottom of the screen was a what they call runway, and as the note lined up to the line, you had to flick the button.
A bit like Guitar Hero, but horizontally.
Yeah, I would say that. And you to just make sure you had to hit them at the time.
Yes, because when you would strum, you'd also shoot a gun, and when you would hit the drums. Sorry, when you'd hit the drums, you'd throw the grenades and all that.
Yes, to hold off the zombies.
Unfortunately, you don't get to experience what's going on in these type of games.
That's always the way, though. It happened with Rock Band and Guitar Hero, you know?
Yeah, but more so on this one because it's a bit more, in fact, partially required to playing the game. You need to know what path the zombies are taking so you can shoot up or down.
You flick the right stick, and which direction you flicks it does the shot.
It shoots in that direction, yeah.
But if you perfectly line up all the shots, then you have nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
Well, not perfectly line. If you get perfect when you are in the rhythm, then you're fine.
Well, I got like 78% on a hard level for my first try.
The kiosk
not bad.
attendant was impressed.
Yeah.
He didn't think you would be able to get there.
No, he from his words, he wasn't very good at these type of games.
But you showed him.
We did see and didn't get to play Gary Goose on the Loose.
Also known as Untitled Goose Game.
That's the one.
For those who haven't seen it, it just makes me smile, this game, so much that we can have these sort of things being made.
What is it? Tell me.
You play a mischievous goose.
You just cause mayhem around
town.
You
just go around and like you can steal a farmer's like hose or something, and like just stuff like that.
It's a bit like Goat Simulator, but more well-rounded and colourful.
Well, there's like sometimes there's stealth involved. Sometimes it just looks good. I would say to people, go and look up that game because it's good. It's
Fun
good.
fact about geese.
Okay, right.
They are one of the hardest animals in the world to intimidate. There are literal videos of cows charging at a goose and freaking out at the last second because the goose doesn't even flinch. It just stares it down. Check it out.
Why do geese, they're the real hard men of the animal world.
If geese had, the body of a gorilla, they would take us over. It would rule the world. It wouldn't get taken down by anything.
That's probably what makes it so good to be in a game. Untitled Goose Game. Aside from that, nothing really is springing to mind.
There was a few, if I can remember them. Well, there was Cake Bash.
That sounds right, yeah.
That was
a party game.
Yeah, a party game. You can be the muffin, you can be the lemon wedge.
A variety
the lemon wedge, the lemon square.
Of cakes.
Yes, and you all either fight each other to throw in the most berries in the middle, or fight each other to collect the most sprinkles.
I think there was other games as well.
There will be. Those were the only two for now.
Yes, it's a mini game.
It to be a Mario Party-esque style.
Yes, that's mini games abound. And yeah, it was a nice family-friendly, I'm going to be angry at you sort of romp, wasn't it?
What about today, Craig? Anything we did today that went all right?
Do you mean when we just randomly went to the Argos stall?
Because I hadn't... You said, you didn't get to check out Argos yesterday. And I thought, you know what? It didn't look that good.
Yeah, I was like, well, let's go and have a look anyway. And as we go in there, there's we need 3 people.
Team KKR were missing in action, and they were about to approach the bench for the Rocket League
Kindly couldn't rocket. That's what KKR stands for. And as the guy was saying this, he felt like he was looking directly at me.
Because I kept going to you, Craig, should we do it? And you're like, I don't know. And he noticed us.
At this point, Neale wasn't answering his phone.
Pretty obvious. He was going, anyone in the room, just come and talk to me.
So we did.
Yes.
And we've never played Rocket League together before.
I haven't played Rocket League for about 3 years. Craig's played it about 3 times. And Neale plays it.
See, I play it with Neale. I've played it a few more times over the last month or two. With him.
Apologies.
And I would like to state I have probably scored 1 goal within that whole time.
Well, this time you were our key goal scorer. How, I don't know.
Oh, God, it was so
happened.
weird. My favourite, so let's say we got into the quarterfinals, which we won.
We got to the semis.
The quarters? Semis? Which one's better?
we got into the semis in the end.
Yeah, before the final.
Yeah.
How many? So we won 2 matches, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, there wasn't loads. We played. First, we played.
I don't know. We
played the 2 girls and the guy, who of which once we won, the guy was close to tears for some reason or another. And the second time, we beat a bunch of kids.
Yeah, great. It was really great. What I liked was the second team. We spoke with one of them afterwards, and he was like, "Yeah, I was just trying to figure out what strategy you guys were trying to do, but I just couldn't put down what you guys were doing."
It was too many excuses in the end. One of the things he said was, I'm used to bumping, but there's just too much bumping. You know, it's an unprecedented amount of bumping. Mate, look, you lost. Accept it.
Don't be like that. So me and Neale were having a nice old hearty time getting to the semi-finals.
I wasn't.
And Joey hadn't played Rocket League in a while and was definitely getting frustrated with me and Neale.
I was getting frustrated at Craig a bit and Neale occasionally.
So you were getting frustrated with us then?
I was just project managing the team. That's what I do. I'm used to playing 1v1s. I don't like relying on others.
That's just him in life as well.
Yep.
That's why he took the camera so many times.
That's why I make it to the top and screw over my employees.
Would that explain why you put the camera on to roll and then you just walked away? Because you're like, oh, whatever Craig's going to do, I could do better. Oh, he should listen to me.
When?
No, most of the times when you pressed roll, when you like recorded on the camera, you walked off.
Well, I made sure to stop people getting in shot.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a disappointed father, like, what's he done?
The first time I stood there and I thought, if I smile, then maybe you'll both look it towards the camera. And after that, I was like, no, I'll leave you two to it.
Yeah.
Because I'd already set up the shot, you know, it was all your job.
Your work had been done at that point.
Well, yeah, all I had to do was hit stop after that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rocket League, we could have won that £50 Argos voucher.
£50 Argos voucher each.
When we finally got to the semi-finals, the team we played were, I'm sure they were part of the mind because they knew what they were doing without saying or acting anything. They were so good.
Yes, 7-0.
They had their aerials on point.
Oh my God.
They were going for the destructions. Like second game in, I was like, Craig, new strat. Just steal all of the boosts.
I liked it when I said, wow, he really kicked that one out of the air. And you went, Craig, you shouldn't say that when we're in the tournament. Oh, my God. But yeah,
we had fun overall. I may have got a bit...
Salty?
No, I definitely didn't get salty. I don't care that we lost. I just got...
you got wrapped up in the moment.
Yeah, I get frustrated when people do stupid things.
Oh, my God. So he was getting annoyed. I think when you see, like, why did you just jump over the ball? Because it looks really stupid.
Or I've got it, and then you get it, and I'm like, yep, thanks, mate. Didn't have a line up the goal.
So good. Who scored the most goals on our team, Joey?
It was you.
Oh, there we go.
But,
right. All is well.
Who called the most things? Again,
Is football changed now? Do you win by
Jumpy
calling
car
them?
ball. Jumpy car ball has changed.
Soccer. That's what they call it.
I like jumpy car ball.
That's what they call it.
You sum up Rocket League in one.
So Rocket League's still fun, everyone.
Yeah, we had fun playing that. And any other games you might want to talk about?
That I might want to talk about before we leave this illustrious podcast. I would just like to shout out Special Effects. They were a charity that we saw that specialised in inclusivity in video games, so they help make special controllers so that everyone can play.
Well, they don't make them, they provide them to those who can't afford them. They loan them out, don't they?
Yes, but they also help create some of the...
How did they actually?
Yeah, so like the thing we saw was the Xbox adaptive controller.
I thought someone else, a third party, had created that, and that
is an official Xbox product. So what that does, that's I think £100, and you can. There is a slot, like a headphone jack, for every button. So you think of every button that is on that controller.
Yeah.
And what you can do is plug different things into
I
each
understand
slot.
it, yeah, and then that button acts as designed.
They help if someone, for instance, has one hand. You
could have a Joy-Con in the one side and a bunch of buttons on the right side.
So
your feet.
they could have a normal controller half, and they could also plug something in. So it could be a blower. So when they blow, that would be the A button or something like that. And
it's quite a tricky substitute, though. Quick jump. Jump again.
You be like that. That's what people do. It is. So the problem there is that it is expensive, obviously, and the Xbox controller is £100 by itself, and then you have to plug in all these different instruments, which quickly wraps up to multiple
on a disabled
hundreds.
allowance. Let's be honest.
Yes.
Not everyone who is disabled is going to have income.
That's true.
Or easy access to.
That's true. And I think just the more people that can play together and have fun, that's a good thing in my opinion. Is there anything else you'd like to?
I'm just
say
trying to
before?
rack my brain through all the places we went to.
Overall, Tobacco Docklands, good venue for it. Okay.
Tobacco Docks.
Okay. Good venue. Everyone was really friendly. Wasn't Comic-Con levels of rushing through the crowds. I'm trying to be nice, and you're just being a dick.
There was some body pillows and a few mouse mats, which may have been a bit busty.
They were selling them. It's up to people to buy them or not, isn't it? People's cleanliness was at a high, mostly
80%, I'd say.
Yeah.
In comparison to the 10% in Comic-Con.
And I can't really think of anything else.
Where do we go? Xbox. I'm just asking you here, by the way. Xbox.
We went to everywhere.
We played Castle Crashers.
Yeah, that was. Yep.
That was your highlight.
Yeah, that was. I played Castle Crashers for the first time. It was a truly religious experience.
All right. Well, I guess that's pretty much everything.
I thought we were getting into that ASMR minute, but okay.
Allow for the noise of beard rubbing.
So, yes, EGX REZZED. There are some good independent experiences, games, there are good things being made out there, people, and it looks like not only is it easier than ever, but just more creative things are happening everywhere, which is good to see.
There's so much accessibility to create and develop your visions.
Yeah.
Even for me, that's just what it's all about. Indie games have a sort of stigmatism to them, where you kind of box them all up. But some of the best games I've ever played are like, I made a game with zombies in it, and what's that one that we play where you just hit people off the edge, which was also there?
Dude, I can't remember.
Binding of Isaac. Loads of games out there just hit top shelf in the end, just because someone's got a vision and they put their soul and heart into it.
Rocket League was an independent, is an independent. And there is just, when you go to things like this, there are things that you wouldn't even think of doing, and it just brings a smile to your face,
so many
what they're like.
Right?
Yeah, and I think it's good to see.
I did remember one last
quick
game, if you wanted
to
throw it back in, or what?
Yeah, quick mention.
Thea 2?
Thea 2, yeah. It was real-time strategy. And
6th dimension,
and then like a card, like Witcher card game in there as well.
Say? So imagine Civilization with a bit of card game battle action, and she said something else. But the woman we spoke to, she got a job after having an English lit degree, which is very impossible almost. But what she did was she wrote the adventure mode. She put 300,000 words into this game.
She quit her masters and started working on this game.
And she said to us, you can play the game with the adventure mode, or you can just skip past it all. But you could tell she didn't want us to, because she put 300,000 words into this
That will be releasing very soon.
I mean, I'm excited.
I'm glad you're excited for the game. Okay.
We should play it.
Yes. So that was EGX REZZED 2019. I would be interested to go again in the future. Is there anything you'd like to say before we go?
Thanks for having me.
No. Thank you, Joey. You have been a delight over these
Part
last
of
2
the
days.
Shark Tank.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Oh. I want to be a hammerhead.
They're the best ones.
I know.
Oh, that's good.
They've got 360 vision.
Have they really?
Yeah, of course they do.
So they can see into the future.
No.
Thank you, everyone. I've been Craig. You've been Joey.
Yes.
And make sure to check us out at upsidedownshark.com. The YouTube's Upside Down Shark. The Twitter is UDS Radio. The Facebook, I can't never remember because I don't go on there.
And the house address?
I can't remember where you live. Otherwise, that's where I tell everyone to bring their fan mail on body pillows. But, you know, what can you do? Thank you for thank you for having me.
Yeah, and thank you for having me on the show.
And we will see you again soon.
Bye-bye.